Come on. Well, good morning everyone. So today is a pretty important day because this is our last day, or our 21st day of AI. So we've been AIing for 3 weeks. We've been trying to get as many of these cows in calf as possible. As you can see, there's a lot of green bums here, not too many blue ones around. There's the odd one floating around. But the target is to get 90% of the herd submitted, which means just put the AI, so they might not hold. I think the hold rate is about 70 to 74%. So I've been trying to put or submit as many of these cows as possible. Number 180, so she's to do. She has got no paint on her whatsoever, and it was blue, which is even better. So the reason we want to try and get as many cows to get in calf in the first 3 weeks as possible is because that in that 3 weeks of calving, that's when we ideally want to keep all of our replacements out of the calves that are born then, because they are the fertile cows, so they haven't, or they've held on that first insemination. That's the way I see it. So see that cow there, she's on too, and she has got a green bum, so she's a return. And what do I mean by a return? Well, a true return is a cow that has been put up for insemination and then hasn't held, so she will be cycling again within 18 to 24 days, I think it is. So prime example of that one right there. Her number down, put an R next to it for return, so I know. And if we look here on the 11th, where is she? 41. So she was done then. That was 18 days ago, so she is a true return, so we'll do her again. Obviously you want to see not many returns come back around, because that means they didn't get in calf the first time, but hopefully we don't see too many of these 6 semen cows come back around. So there's 31 of them. It'll be interesting to see. We are on about that, 18 to 20 days at the moment, so over the next week we'll really get a good figure for that, I think. I'm just getting ready to do that 75. I'm going to put Connaught in it to use some of this frozen stuff up. So it was can number 2 yellow. Might be a bit hard to do this with one hand. I need my tweezers. The straw, put it in some water to thaw out. And with the long last semen we use these pistolets here, and then these are just a little bit different, which we find work better with the frozen stuff. I don't know why. Take it out of the water, dry it on a bit of paper. See how they've got a notch out of them? It goes a bit blurry, but see how there's a little notch in there? So you put that notch at the end of the straw and cut, easy as. Then it's just the same method as the other one. Put the straw in, sheath over top, leave it there for Dad. Cows are milking real well at the moment too. I'm pretty happy with how we're going. Coming in just nice and full. Look at that, beautiful. Currently 5% up on the season compared to last year, which is pretty good. I thought we would sort of even up with last year a little bit, but we just seem to be, or peaked a little bit high, and we're just holding. So yeah, awesome. Cows are milk, go and feed some calves now. It looks like it's starting to drizzle again. And then I will do some figures a little bit later on and see how our 3 weeks went. This is all the colostrum I've got left. It is pretty much empty. I'm just using up what I can at the moment. It's real thick and creamy, so it's getting quite hard to pump. It usually comes out a lot faster than that, but I'll just leave that for a while. What I'm going to do today is just get what I can out of the tank so they can have a pretty good feed, because I need to move these calves, but I'm pretty much going to wean them as well. And then whatever's left in here, I'm just going to tip it out and give this tank a wash for next year. It's lasted me pretty well to go through to now. I'm only putting 40 litres of milk out of the vat in the calf feeder, and then the rest is this colostrum that's been stored. Come on, diggies. Go on, Ed. Can't be too hungry if they're not coming over. Come on. You think the gate would be wide enough that they'd come through, and they just had to go on that side of it. Come on in. Come on. Fun and games. Come on, go through the gate. Go see your friends. There we go. And there's not a lot of flat spots in this paddock, so hopefully there's somewhere down there I can park sort of level. Not real level, but it'll do. It's not the most level spot, but it will do. They'll all get a good feed. It's going to feel so nice to wean this lot. It's just another job I don't need to do in the morning, so I can clean this calf feeder. I'll probably just give it a wash out today and then put hot water through it tomorrow when I got a little bit more time. There's a calf over there, and she has been off milk for a little while, just not interested. Sort of self-weaned. You get that happen occasionally. So it's pretty unusual for Dad to AI in the pit. Not a lot of people do it, I guess. So yeah, why do you do it?
Oh, like it's just a little bit easier, I think, at the end of the day. You don't have cows waiting around in the yard till the end of milking like now. With Andrew helping, he loads the straws up and yeah, it's just...
yeah, it's pretty quick with both of us.
And also the cows don't get upset, they're just standing there and then wham bam, thank you man, they're all gone, they don't know what's happened, so...
yeah, and you used to do an AB run way back in the day?
Yeah, a few years ago I used to do, I don't know, 11 or 12 different farms. And
how many cows were you milking then?
Yeah, I was milking a few less, probably 150.
150, and then you... so you'd milk and then go and do your run?
Yep, yep.
So he knows what to do.
So sort of, and I'd like to think we get a little bit better than 73% possibly, because as I say, the cows don't get upset, so you reckon? I don't know, you've worked it out.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the returns come back as this year, I guess.
Interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what it was last year to compare it to, but alright, I'm going to go and shut the gates on the feed pad. Can you let these go in a couple of minutes?
Yep, you'll shut that gate there?
Yeah, I'll shut that, or once I've shut that, let them go. Cool. Come on in. Through the gate, come on. In the yard, come on. Up there. Just waiting for the stock truck. They said between 10 and 11, so I'm not going to have a coffee, I think. It is 10 now. But these two heifers here, they calved this year. The one there on the right, or it'll be your left, I think. She dried herself off not long after calving, and that cow there, number 108, she's a heifer 2, first calver. She's sort of drying herself off, not really giving much milk at all, so that's just how it works. They're going to the works today. It's just, you've got to produce, otherwise you're out of here. It's like a real heavy drizzle at the moment too. It sort of comes and goes, but yeah, humid as well, so the crops will be growing. All this moisture will be good for them. I also put on a couple of ton of urea a few days ago, which will be getting washed in and be awesome. Things are looking good. Truck's running a little bit late. Must be because those cows are still there. So I thought we'll add up these numbers and see what the 3-week submission rate is. Just filled the book out and we've got these 2 returns, so we don't include them, or actually we put them down here and say that there's 2 returns on this page. So that means there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First insemination, put that in that box, 5. Have a look at the total. 268 on the last page, plus 5 is 273. So to date, 273. 273 divided by the total number of cows we have in the herd, 314. 80, we'll call it 87. Not quite at the 90% mark, but it's not far off, so I'll take it. I was sort of hoping we'd get just a bit above 90, but still I don't think it's too bad. And if you're wondering why it's so important to get the cows and calf in the first 3 weeks, well, we're a little bit different with this whole seasonal block calving, because we need the cows to calve early, or say in that first 3 weeks, because that's the ideal time to get replacements. Also, the earlier that they calve, the earlier they'll cycle again. So if it gets pushed back, say 2 weeks, then they'll sort of cycle that 2 weeks later again, and it's sort of a knock-on effect. Whereas if there's a lot of other countries in the world where you milk all year round, so it's not such a big deal, because if they cycle late, you just put them up late. It doesn't really matter when they calve. But here, when the whole lot we want to calve in 6 to 8 weeks, it sort of does. So now that we're at that 3-week mark, what happens next? Well, there's only 2 options really. The first one is that I would like to AI for the next sort of 7 to 10 days to try and get a few more cows that return, also pick up a few more blue bums, and give us more heifer calves which we could sell next year, hopefully. That is an option. But also use a little bit of frozen semen that we have in the bank down there. We haven't used up as much as I'd like, and there's still quite a bit in there. And the other option is to chuck these fellas out with the cows. The only problem is that I am going to Christchurch next Wednesday, and we are still in lockdown here in the Waikato, so it's not looking hopeful. It's Thursday today. Christchurch just got a couple of COVID cases this morning as well, so yeah, the chances of me making my flight down there are pretty slim at the moment. I was heading down for a little bit of, or to catch up with some mates, but also do a little bit of filming for you guys too, whack that in on the side, which would have been good. If I can manage to get down there, then we'll put these guys out on Thursday morning, the morning I'm not here, which should make life easy, because we wouldn't have to tail paint, we wouldn't have to look for cows that are bulling. These guys would do it for us. Plus, they pick up on the cows with the silent heat. So there'll be some cows that we've missed in the last 3 weeks. They just haven't come on heat real strong, which, yeah, we would have missed, but they get them. So that's a positive of putting them out. But, yeah, I don't know. See what happens there. It's all up in the air at the moment. But the stock truck is just driven down the road, so we'll go and load those 2 cows. Come on, you two.
I got it.
Come on, you. Come on, you mate. Come on.
On, girls. Up. Hello, girls. Come on, let's go. Good girls.
Easy, eh? And that'll pretty much do it. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Apart from that, I'll see you next time.